Welcome back. Welcome back. God is great. It's another day. It's another Friday. Got through another week. Just want to start off by saying, y'all gonna have to excuse me. I'm a little stuffy. Was out cutting grass and doing some yard work yesterday. All this stuff is just, I should have like wore a mask or something, probably. But anyway, welcome back to the Daily Dose, the number one daily morning mastermind for those trying to elevate and grow in your professional, spiritual, personal, or entrepreneur lives. So we're just gonna hop right into it. Like I said, the verse of the week that we've been talking on, that we've been talking about, Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 through 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Just want to take a second to sit on that because, like I've been talking about this whole week, peace is the most important, one of the most important things that we can have. If we don't have peace and we just living life with anxiety, that's one of the new things that's came about. I don't think people was talking about that, as I was coming up anyway. Like, what is anxiety? Like, what even is that? I never really heard of that. It wasn't really a concept. Um, but as of recently, probably I would say over the last 10 years, anxiety has become a thing that, people say, oh, I have anxiety. I have anxiety over this or over that or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that those people don't or we don't have those symptoms, but in my opinion, it's not something that we need to diagnose ourselves with, right? Like, yes, we have times where we might be stressed out or we might be anxious about something, but we don't need to just declare ourselves to have anxiety in a certain situation or scenario, right? Because we have God. And like you said, this verse literally helps us to get through that because it tells us like it's no reason for us to be anxious or to have anxiety about anything, right? Give thanks, pray for peace, and then move on, right? Believe that you will receive the peace and just go about taking the right steps so that you can deliver yourself from having any anxiety, right? Because it's so important that we don't because we can't make good decisions when we're living anxiously. We can't think straight. We can't operate in the way that we need to operate if we just are living anxiously. So make sure that, like I said, we pray for peace and keep everything going as it's supposed to. Business topic for today, we're going to be talking about raising capital so that we can get some money, right? So that we can raise money for our business. How, like, it's so many different sources of funding that we can use in order to get money into our business, in order to get or establish, our business. And there's many different ways we can do that. Yesterday, we talked about leverage, and I want to talk about the different people or the different sources that we can use to leverage funding from. Number one is going to be the most simple one. It's going to be to get a business loan. And if you're starting your business and it's brand new, you got no tax returns or nothing, you can get a business loan. And it's going to be through a CDFI. It could be through a bank, but you're going to have to personally guarantee it. And that means that they're just going to run your personal credit and then you're going to be personally liable for the loan. But the good thing about it is just because you personally guarantee it doesn't mean that it's going to be on your personal credit report. For example, I had to buy a new vehicle, and I got it in my business name, but I had to personally guarantee the car or the truck, but it's the actual loan is not on my personal credit report. It's just that if I don't pay for it, if I don't make my payments, then it goes to my personal credit report. But you can go get a business loan doing the same thing. You just all you got to do is have a good personal credit. Next one is going to be friends and family. In our community, that's not generally a popular thing, but it is possible. You could tell somebody, hey, I might, depending on how much startup cost you need, you might only need $2,000 and you can borrow that from somebody. That's a huge difference from needing $20,000 or $100,000 or whatever the case may be. But it depends on the type of business that you have and the amount of capital that you need to raise. You can definitely go to friends and family, or also extend this out to your personal network, co-workers, colleagues, mentors, things of that nature. Angel investors. So if you have a great idea for a business, and most of the time this is in the tech world, but can also be in very this can also be in a world with very simple business models, right? It don't have to be nothing fancy. For example, you want to start a laundromat. You plan on doing all the groundwork, securing the building, finding getting the washers and dryers, hiring the employees. You could find somebody that's going to be an angel investor that's going to invest in that business in the early startup phases. That's what an angel investor do. They come in a very early part and they invest. They definitely want some equity in the business, but that's a fair exchange. They're giving you money so you can start a business, and they want to have a little bit of ownership. Venture capital. These are these are larger companies that come in at later stages when you're raising money, and this is for like larger raises. Let's say you're starting a company and you'd actually need to start off with hundreds of thousands of dollars. In that case, you would go to a venture capital company, and then you would uh kind of do the same as that thing as an angel investor, except they're coming in after you have already raised a little bit of money and you have shown that you can put some skin in the game yourself. Using this method, like I said, you might have a business loan taken out. You might have an angel investor as well. And then you go get venture capital funding to get more money and just show this. But you have to show them that you have proof of work, you have proof of funding, and what your business idea actually works and is scalable. Crowdfunding. This is a new thing that just got passed while Obama was in office. Previously, it wasn't even legal to do. It was just something that was done privately. But what crowdfunding is, it allows you to raise money from the public individuals that you don't know. Previously, you had to technically already have an established relationship with somebody before you could raise money from them. But now there are websites like Kickstarter, Crowd Crowd Engine, um, or Start Engine, and there's just so many other ones. You can just Google crowdfunding platforms where if you have a business idea, you can post it up there. You can post how much money you need, and you just have to divide out how many shares that the company that you're giving out, and then how much those shares are worth in your company. So you just have to. You might need to go get a valuation. You can get that from a business. You can get that from a bank, or you can get it from a business broker, right? You can ask them, they value your business, and then you can understand exactly what your shares would be like. This is similar to listing a company on the stock market, but it's the stage way before that. You're crowdfunding, you're raising money from the general public. It works literally just like GoFundMe, but for business. Grants, free money. There are different places that give out grants to for-profit small businesses, especially minority and minority owned business, minority and disadvantaged business. They're called M or DBE enterprises. So minority business enterprise or disadvantaged business enterprise, whatever the case may be, there are many grants out for them. And maybe I'll have another video on just specific grants. We can review those and kind of go over. Actually, I will. Let me write it down. And we can review those grants. So we can know just what's out there. Because this is something I came across. I haven't received any grants for profit yet, but I know they're out there. I know people are receiving those. And then business credit. This is another thing you would have to personally guarantee, but you can use it for funding, right? So once again, if you go apply for a business credit card and you don't have any business credit established, they're going to check your personal credit, but that business credit card does not show up on your personal credit report, right? So you are liable for that credit card, but it's not on your personal credit report only unless if you have delinquent payments. That's the only way. So want to make sure that we understand that, understand how to raise capital, understand the different sources that we can receive capital from. Also, one thing that I left off of here is called private equity funds. So you have private equity. You can just Google them. Private equity funds are people who are it's a business that raises money from other people. Let's say you have a wealthy doctor or a wealthy attorney or a wealthy engineer, and they don't have the time to go invest their money into things themselves. What a private equity fund does is they collect the money from those people and then they invest that money into certain things. So if whatever your business is, you would just try to find a private equity fund that invests money into the type of business that you have or the type or the industry that you're operating your business in. Also, your job, right? Your job is your first um investor. So if you have a job, take the money from your job, put it into your business, right? Take as much money as you can from your job and put it into your business and then let it grow from there. That's really a simple way. It's going to be slower, but that's how you got to do it sometimes. Self development, self development. We just trying to grow every day. And today we're going to be talking about improving our communication skills. Why that is so important, because it unlocks opportunities for better relationships, it unlocks opportunities for more money, and it unlocks opportunities for you to be a more effective communicator and to get your point across so that you can uh, truly explain what it is, whatever you're trying to get across to people. So, got to remember that we need to be improving our communication skills is so important. The ways to do that, number one, you can learn new words, either just straight reading a thesaurus or um, going to a website to learn a new word a day, but just learn new words. Pay attention to what people are saying on social media. Listen to other speakers. Watch YouTube videos. Like really learn some stuff by and pay attention when people are talking so that you can learn new words to say and you can use them whenever you need to say them. Number two, talk to different cultures. This way you will understand different dialects, strategies, you will understand different nuances that are in different cultures, and then you can encompass them all and bring them into what you have going on. So talk to different cultures. It helps a lot. It's super beneficial. You'll understand different types of I can't even think of the word, but comedy, um, sense of humor. That's what I'm looking for. You'll learn different sense of humors and in different cultures as well, so that you can understand that and all of those different respectful practices as well. Learn body language. This is a huge one. When you can read, when you are a very good reader of body language, this is a non-spoken communication skill. You can understand that when somebody is looking a certain way, or they have their hands a certain way, or their shoulders are in a certain position, you can understand what that person is feeling or conveying through their posture. And then you can come up with a response to that as well. Right. So you want to make sure that you understand body language is so important and understand your own body language as well. And make sure you're giving off and conveying the message that you want to give off. Number four, read books. Read more books. And this is goes hand in hand with learning new words, but you'll when you read books, you'll understand different methods of storytelling. You'll understand different methods of sentence structure. You'll understand how to just put things in order whenever you're talking, whenever you're giving a speech, maybe, or whenever you're just in conversation. You'll understand different things that you can do to help boost your whatever you're trying to get across, right? And money, we talked about it the other day, but money has a language, right? And you want to be able to speak the money language, and that all comes with improving your communication skills, right? Because if somebody understands that you're a good speaker, that you have intelligence when it comes to speaking, and they'll want to talk to you more. You might get invited to go speak somewhere. You might it's so many things that come with being an effective communicator. And like I said, you can influence others, you can help the community so much. You can be a better leader in your company. All of these different things whenever you improve your communication skills. Another thing that we have to do, yesterday I talked about it as well, is hard work. We have to take more time to think about what we are saying, think about what we're gonna say, think about how we can be better, think about the different words that we've learned and how we can actually use them in a sentence one day. Just think, the best the people who make the most money in the world, just they think and they come up with stuff, right? They're not working hard. I heard something yesterday. It was I mean, we all know it, but it's just put into perspective, right? If you stay at a hotel, the hardest working people at the hotel are the maids. They're working the hardest and they're getting paid the least, right? So hard work does not equal uh more money. It's the thinking that equals more money, because you have the next level up, the people who are uh checking people in, right? That takes a certain method of thinking. You have to be able to use a computer. You have to be able to communicate with guests who coming in. You have to be able to solve problems that arise with the guests. Higher up after that, you have the hotel general manager. You have to be able to manage people. You have to be able to go to different locations and review balance sheets, profit and loss sheets. You have to, it's levels to the communication and it's levels to the thought. And that's why as you think more, you get paid more. So just take more time to think. This will also help you to improve your communication skills. But that'll wrap it up for today. I hope everybody have a blessed Friday, have a blessed weekend, and we'll be right back at it on Monday, 7 a.m.